يا من يراك بالقيامة حيث لا أم تراك في النجاة ولا
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحابته ومن تابعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. And welcome my brothers and sisters to another episode in our series on the reflections in the lives of the scholars in the company of the righteous. And today we have one of the great scholars of reform, a scholar whose name is attached always to righteousness, whose name is always attached to reform, whose name is always attached to standing against tyranny and injustice. The Imam Ahmad ibn Muhammad ibn Abi Hamid al-Adawi al-Maliki rahimahullah, known as Imam Ad-Dardir, and his kunya was Abu al-Barakat, was born in the year 1127 after the Hijrah and died in the year 1201 after the Hijrah. Imam Ad-Dardir was born in the city of Banu Uday, who took its name from the tribe of Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab. Basically because his ancestors came, and they were actually from the children of Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, they came and they settled in that city. They lived there for hundreds of years. And that city is known to be one of the cities of scholars. Thousands of scholars throughout years have grown up in this city and have carried the torch of knowledge and the beacon of guiding people. Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala was born to a righteous father whose main job, whose main vocation was to teach the Quran. And he was a man of silence, and at the same time he was a man of sending salawat to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is how he used to spend his time, either silent or sending blessings to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The young Ad-Dardir studied early knowledge at his city, and then he moved to Al-Azhar, where later on, graduating as a young scholar, he was appointed later on as the supervisor of Riwaq al-Sa'ida, which was basically the section where the upper Egyptians would sleep and would stay. And he was also Shaykh al-Maliki of his time. He was the great scholar of the Malikis at his time. Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala was not only a scholar who is very deep in his scholarship, but was a person of reform. At the time of Imam Ad-Dardir, there was a lot of injustice happening in Egypt. The Mamalik, or the Mamluks, they were leading the country. And at the time of Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala, people who had loads of complaints, and they were subject to so many taxes. People used to be forced to work, and then they would never get their wages at the end of the day. Imam Ad-Dardir did not stay in his own place and say, well, I have no connection with people. He lived with his people. He stayed with the people. He heard their complaints. He felt their pains. And he used to lead them and go to the rulers and demand the rulers to pay them back their rights. And the rulers had nothing to do except to listen to Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala. Not only this, Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala, whenever a problem used to happen in Al-Azhar, he used to correct it. One of the very famous stories about Imam Ad-Dardir rahimahullah ta'ala is that when one of the rulers, a new ruler came in the Al-Azhar mosque, a new ruler was appointed by the Sultan, and he had to come to Al-Azhar mosque to see the scholars and to connect with them. Scholars of that time were quite influential in the country. When the ruler entered, or the wali entered the mosque, he found Imam Ad-Dardir reciting his word using his tasbih. So he looked at him, and Imam Ad-Dardir didn't bother. He didn't stand up to greet him, and he didn't stand up to run after him, because he was a person who was connected to Allah. He doesn't need the benefit from anyone. One of the assistants of the ruler felt that the ruler got offended, so he said to him, he's miskeen, he's got some mental problem. So the ruler felt like giving him something. So he gave some money to that assistant and said, go and carry that to him. If he's mental, then give him some charity. When the money was carried to Imam Ad-Dardir, he looked at the man and he said, go back to your master and tell him the one who stretches his legs, because he was sitting stretching his legs. The one who stretches his legs does not stretch his hand. The one who is sitting like that with nobility and with dignity, the one who is attached to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does not beg people. Imam Ad-Dardir also is known for his generosity and his mercy. Once he was sitting in his dars, in his class, and a cat came in. One of the students of Imam Ad-Dardir, he was very harsh to the cat and sent it away. This is a class of knowledge, not what a cat is coming to do here. But Imam Ad-Dardir got very annoyed, and he took from his personal food and gave to the cat. The next day, the cat came, and Imam Ad-Dardir did the same thing, to teach his students that they should be connected to everything around them, that they should be merciful to animals. Knowledge reforms your inside and your outside. And Imam Ad-Dardir kept doing this, and then what happened is the cat invited another cat, and a third cat, and a fourth cat. The scholars said, or the historians said, that whenever he used to come to Al-Azhar mosque, 200 cats will get around him. The whole mosque became full of cats because of the mercy of this Imam to the cat. Knowledge is not only what you memorize, it is what fixes you. It is what benefits you. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah ta'ala used to say, ليس العلم ما حفظ وإنما العلم ما نفع. Knowledge is not what you memorize, it is what you benefit from. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.